My first love was never a man, it was always space. Is this kind of Easter Bunny-ish? It's actually a cat, isn't it? You know what I find crazy? People will eat ass, but they won't eat that part of the banana. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to look like an Easter egg today. This is kind of Easter egg-ish. I don't know how else to describe it. You fold it. All right, I just got back from the mall and I got Jordan her Sunny Angel things. She just loves these blind box Sunny Angels. I got her the flower, the snack, the sweet series, and then this one is the holiday one. And she loves them. So I'm like, I'm gonna put them in her Easter basket / gift. These are some of the items that just got delivered. We've banned Target, right? Just like everybody else. But I occasionally still shop there when people buy me gift cards because I feel bad and I don't want it going to waste. You know what I mean? So this was a gift card I had to use up. Somebody bought me a gift card for my birthday. So I finally used it and I kind of use it to get Jordan's stuff. This is just for me. I wanted to try this bunny bait trail mix. I mean, that just sounds so good. I don't know how it is. And then I saw this, Go Nanas. It is carrot cake, banana bread, muffin mix. I love carrot cake and I love banana bread. So I'm curious to see how that is. And it's perfect because I'm waiting on some bananas to get ripe. And I got one for me, one for her. I love Lindor chocolates, right? They're melt in your mouth. But it's the Neapolitan edition, and I was like, let me see, I want some too. I just got a pink gift bag, and then of course this really cute filling, and then Swedish candy. This is the foamy strawberry dream. Look at this chocolate though. It's the Lindt chocolate bunny, and I just thought it was so pretty because it's gold with pink flowers. I also got her this Too Faced Kissing Jelly lip mask, birthday kiss. It was a really pretty color. And then just some chocolates to put in there, Reese's chocolate eggs. We love Dubai chocolate, so I got her this Lindt Dubai chocolate bar. And then I got one for her, one for me. This is St. Ives. St. Ives, why is it not focusing? The St. Ives lip scrub in watermelon, free Palestine. So I got one for me and one for her. So I'm gonna put this all together with her Sunny Angels, and this is her Easter gift bag. Today is Easter Sunday. I just finished putting my makeup on. And now I have a very busy day in the kitchen. Jordan requested a roast for dinner. Of course, I'm gonna make mashed potatoes from scratch. Super easy, you guys have seen me do it before. She also wanted banana pudding for dessert. Southern style banana pudding, like you're talking Paula Deen's recipe banana pudding. Is this kind of Easter Bunny-ish? It's actually a cat, isn't it? But it's spring, you know? So it's like in my spring attire. This is a onesie. Let me see how far back I can go. It has unicorns on it, it's just super cute. Now, I have been watching the live coverage of Artemis 2 and the 4 astronauts nonstop. Let me tell you what I have. You can actually see it right there on my nightstand. Let me show you. We got this from the Smithsonian Museum in DC, the Space Smithsonian Museum, when we went to visit in DC in November. And it's a Hello Kitty astronaut. Lighting in here is terrible right here. But my first love was never a man, it was always space. I mean, who doesn't want to go to space and orbit the moon? I do, you know? I think a lot of us are extraordinarily traumatized though. I tried to like block it out. I didn't watch the launch live. I actually was getting my nails done during the launch and I kept like thinking about it, but I was just like nervous and scared about it because, you know, I think a lot of us that are Gen Xers like me, we remember the Challenger and the Columbia disasters. So, you know, on the Big Island here in Hawaii, one of the airports is named after the astronaut who died, Ellison Onizuka. It's just really sad. I remember being so traumatized by it. I don't know. I was just like, listen, I'm just gonna pray that everything goes well. When they get there, I'll peek up on it. And now that they've gotten there safely, I've been watching them nonstop. I was up since like, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Not only am I editing all my vlogs, but I'm also watching and keeping up to date with what they're doing. You have a lot of conspiracy theorists, right, who don't believe in, oh, wait, no, we're not in space. That's all fake. That's all CGI. They're in a studio. You know, I always say, just because you don't understand and comprehend something, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means you cannot understand or comprehend something. I don't argue with people like that. Like, oh, everything's fake and they're not gonna do that. Look at that. Look at the picture. Listen, honey, save your breath, okay? I don't argue with people that don't believe in science. All right, it's time to change. Now, I'm not wearing this while I'm cooking. I'm gonna change into some kind of cute pink top. I wanna look like an Easter egg today. This is kind of Easter egg-ish. I need to get a thumbnail. Do I wanna get a thumbnail like this? All right, let's go and change our clothes. I'm gonna take you downstairs. Before I do, let's get another sip of coffee. This is a gorgeous coffee cup I got from Newport, Rhode Island. I'm so excited to show you guys my Washington, D.C. vlog when we went to the Smithsonian Space Museum.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep?
There's like a lot of museums, right? Especially Smithsonian's, there's not just one. And so we chose to go to the space one because you guys know I love space. I love everything about it. Something about an astronaut too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a space nerd, you know, I'm what they call space obsessed. But like an astronaut, you know, first of all, you have to be super smart. I just love a smart man. And I mean, they went to space? Like, what do you mean you went to space? It's like a different level of flexing. You know what I mean? Like, men will be like, oh, I own this business and I did this and I own this car and I have this house and I own these Rolexes, and that shit don't compare to a man who says, yeah, I went to space. It's just no comparison. Do you know what I mean? I just love me a nerd. I love me a hot nerd. But I also love a kind man. I just love a man who teaches me something. I also love a man that's a man, so they let me be a woman. You know, they take care of everything. They handle everything. They take the lead. So if I can find a man with all of those qualities put into one, I'm getting married. I'm gonna be hot cooking. So I'm not gonna go dress up. I'm not gonna go wear jeans. You know what I mean? This will suffice. Let's go cook. All right, so I'm making that viral teenies mac and cheese. Is it teenies or tinies?
Actually, I don't know.
So right now I'm trying to make it's basically a bechamel. You've got your melted butter, you added your seasonings, 3 tablespoons of flour, and then evaporated milk. We're just gonna wait for this to thicken, so I have to whisk it. After it's done getting thicker, you're gonna add 2 cups of heavy cream. Okay, I already boiled my pasta. I did elbow macaroni. I probably should have woke up 7 hours ago to start this process. All right, we added 2 cups of heavy cream, and then we added the other half of the seasonings. But she wants you to do it in halves, so that you put half of the seasoning with basically the roux, because you're seasoning your roux. It's like you're blooming your seasonings is really what they call it. And now you add the other half. Once this gets thick, this is where we're going to start adding our cheeses. And you do half of your cheeses first into the cheese mixture, and then you actually add the other shredded cheese on the top of it. You see what I mean? I had serious issues with the cheese. Okay, I was trying to get blocks of cheese because of course that's better, but they didn't have blocks of cheese, so I had to get them shredded. So you need 8 ounces of sharp cheddar, 16 ounces of mozzarella, 16 ounces of Colby Jack. I'm sure you could use whatever cheeses you want, but that's what she uses. All right, I just added some Lari seasoned salt and 1 tablespoon of Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. All right, we're gonna start adding the cheese and get it nice and melty. Before you add the rest of the cheese, you're gonna slowly add it to get it all mixed up. And then just keep going until you've added half of all of the cheese to the sauce. This is giving me an arm workout. It is so thick. And I haven't even added all of the pasta. All right, I managed to put all of my pasta in here. Now we're gonna start layering. She puts about half of it first. Okay, there's no wrong way to do this. You could just put the whole thing in here and then put all the cheese on the top if you wanted to. Layering it like this obviously is gonna allow there to be more cheese gooiness. Okay, so we're just gonna sprinkle a little. I mean, it's a lot of cheese. If you're lactose intolerant, you're basically screwed. This is just not for you, okay? Or you're gonna have to take Lactaid, or you're just gonna have to deal with having diarrhea for like 3 days straight. I don't know. But thankfully, I'm not vegan. Because I don't know how this would work with a vegan version. I don't know. All right, I'm not gonna be too fancy. I'm just gonna pour the rest right on top because this really has to go in the oven already. Now we are gonna just spread the rest of our cheese on top. One year for New Year's Eve, my brother made mac and cheese, this kind, like from scratch. It was freaking bomb. My stepdad used to make mac and cheese too. He's the one that I use his King's Hawaiian Rolls stovetop stuffing recipe till this day. It's my stepdad's rope chain bracelet. I always wear it. And he used to make mac and cheese. I guess we love mac and cheese in our family. I'm gonna put the sharp cheddar on top of everything. I just love a good sharp cheddar. You know, if I'm making cheesy eggs, it has to be sharp cheddar for me. Can I be honest with you? It feels like I birthed a baby. I'm not even lying or exaggerating. It literally feels like I birthed a child. That was like a lot of labor. But the end result, I'm sure, is just gonna be amazing. So we're gonna put this in the oven for, bake it 350, 25 to 30 minutes. Then you're gonna broil it for 2 minutes for a really bubbly golden crust. I have to wait for that to be done. The roast is going in next. Roast is priority because that's gonna take like 2.5 hours. And then I have to make my mashed potatoes. That's always super easy. You just peel the potatoes, dice it up, boil it in some water. Once it is fully cooked, you know, you poke a fork in it and all the pieces are softened. You just add, I like to do half and half, and then a lot of butter, like a whole stick of butter, sometimes more depending on how much mashed potatoes I'm making. And then I do garlic salt, pepper. You can do, if I had time, I would do roasted garlic, which I've done before on Thanksgiving, but I don't got time for that right now. So we're just gonna have regular mashed potatoes. It's still gonna be absolutely delicious. All right, it came straight out of the oven. Look at those crispy edges. Oh my God, it's nice and bubbly, piping hot. Oh my God, and it's making the entire house smell so unbelievable. I'm really excited. I was nervous about keeping it in longer to create more of a crust on the top, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna dry out this mac and cheese. The roast is in the oven, but there was a problem. I was gonna try and cheat and shortcut by using those packets of pot roast seasoning, right? It comes with bag. And I was stirring up the mix, the seasoning mix with water. And the spoon I used was a measuring spoon because I had added seasonings in there. Okay, it's a ceramic spoon. Anyway, it broke and it fell into the mix of the seasoning with water. And I got really paranoid, obviously, because I don't know if bits broke up in there, so I had to start from scratch. And I had to make my own concoction, which I'm not prepared for. If I was gonna make my own concoction, I would have added like red wine and fresh herbs. I don't have wine. I don't have fresh herbs. So I had to just pray to the Lord. It is the Lord's day of resurrection. If it could go wrong today, it did. Now, mac and cheese done. That roast is gonna take about 2.5 hours. I'm gonna start to work on the banana pudding and hope that that's not the straw that breaks me today, okay? I've got 2 huge bags of rubbish sitting here that I have to go and take downstairs to the rubbish can. You know, like how on my birthday, I was like, okay, listen, I'm ready to get married. I'm starting to feel that way again. It's like my birthday again, where I'm starting to feel that feeling of like I'm breaking. You know what I mean? Like I want to get married. Do I want to get married just so my husband can take out the rubbish? No. But I'm tired of taking out the rubbish myself. You know what I mean? So like on Easter Sunday, when I'm cooking and doing all these things, he's like, oh, take out the rubbish. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of on the brink of having a mental breakdown sometimes, just because of everything in the world happening with all the atrociousness. And then, you know, and this is why I'm saying this, like if you have felt like at times you felt like you're gonna break, I mean, honestly, we're supposed to. You know, you have to allow yourself to sort of stress out and hit rock bottom to feel emotions, so then that way we can learn from it, process it, go through the feelings of being human, pick ourselves back up and go, okay? It doesn't break us permanently. It will break you for 2 minutes, you know? But I think sometimes they say, right, the crack is how the light gets in. Sometimes I think the universe pounds the shit out of me to sort of bring the message home of like, do you want to keep going through life by yourself? Because there's other options. Do you know what I mean? Might be the last Easter that I'm single. You know? I would love to have, I was rushing so much to do that. I forgot to put the onions in the roast. I just thought about that. I forgot to put the onions in there. All right, let's try it again. This could be the straw that breaks me. You know, I feel like the universe pounds me constantly, whether it's financially, whether it's, you know, just things. Because it's like, do you see how it would be great if you had somebody to help you, Missy? And I'm like, yeah, well, whatever, I'm comfortable. Yeah, well, I don't want to rock the boat. I like how things are, right? It's like they keep pounding me. And it's like, okay, I think I'm hearing and I'm seeing what you're saying. Let's go get a husband. Let's make this damn banana pudding. Let me put my hair back. Because we don't want hair in our damn food. If you hear stuff in the background, that's the Artemis Live feed. We're going to be making an adapted version of Miss Paula Deen's Not Your Mama's banana pudding. I say it's adapted because her recipe wants you to use Cool Whip, but we're going to make our own whipped cream instead. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a block of softened cream cheese. It has to be softened. If it is not softened, when you blend this up with your other ingredients, it's going to be chunky as hell. Okay? Chunky is good. Okay, chunky is great. Not in your dessert. Softened cream cheese. And then you're going to take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Now, if you don't want this recipe to be sickening sweet, you can not use the whole can. Like for me, I'm gonna start off with half. I'm really multitasking. I gotta keep my eyes on those potatoes. All right, now we're gonna blend it up. All right, she's nice and smooth. Let me just give her a taste. Now let's add a little more of the condensed milk. Like I said, I'm not gonna add the whole can. All right, I washed my hands. A little more. We're gonna add our Mexican vanilla. It's crucial. Ooh, I like to do a lot. Next, we are gonna add 2 cups of whole milk. Careful that doesn't splash everywhere. And now we're gonna add our pudding. Make sure you are using instant pudding. 1 box vanilla, 1 box of banana cream. And now blend. Let's grab a spatula so we can scrape the sides. I always rinse all my utensils when I grab them from the drawer. I don't know if you guys do too. All right, now we're gonna put this in the ice box while we work on our whipped cream. This is why I have to get me more mixing bowls, metal mixing bowls. Okay, gotta dry this up really good because we don't want anything tainting our whipped cream. We're gonna make whipped cream from scratch. I still can't believe I used to have my own baking business back in the day. I can't believe it. Because it's like, I am so exhausted already. I didn't even make that pudding from scratch. I made it out of a box. And I'm like, I need to go lay down. You know, I need to go and like relax. Whipped cream, super easy. The key is you have to start with really cold whipping cream. It's crucial. And your utensils and bowl must be bone dry. You're not gonna believe this. As I was furthering along to the next step, I realized that the pudding mixture, I only put 2 cups of milk. It's supposed to be 4. So I had to scoop the pudding mixture back in the bowl, add 2 more cups of milk. Now this is accurate. Let's go ahead and give it a taste test. Yes. Oh my God, that would have been disastrous. I told you, if it could go wrong today, it will. We want to get this in the icebox immediately so the pudding can get hard. And I'm missing what my astronauts are doing. I can see the TV from here, but I can't hear. And I didn't want to make it loud. My God, today has been a day. It's like I've lived 7 lifetimes today alone. You know, the issue is that I didn't get up early. I woke up at like 1 o'clock, 12:30. I really hope to Christ I don't have issues with this whipped cream, because if I do, let's not think about what's gonna happen if this whipped cream don't come together. Let's just start there. For the whipped cream, you are going to take 2 cups, approximately 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, a cup of powdered sugar, and Mexican vanilla. You're gonna blend that all up, okay? You're gonna keep mixing it until it gets really thick. I'm using organic heavy cream because it's organic. Organic when you can, okay? That's what I do. So there's no gross chemicals. 1 cup of that powdered sugar, put it right in there. A lot of Mexican vanilla. Okay, a lot. Well, I'm such a mess right now. Don't be skimpy on your vanilla in recipes, okay?
I want a Sunday kind of love. Oh, yeah.
Woo! We are almost there, just a little bit more. This is crucial. You don't want to break it. All right, we did it. So what you're looking for is peaks, right? If you were to over mix this, you'll basically have butter.
Which you can tell because it gets really stiff. And then you just keep churning until you hit what I call sloshing stage.
Let's taste it. Delicious homemade whipped cream. Now what we're gonna do is we're literally just gonna add the pudding mixture straight to the whipped cream. All right, this is the dish that I'm gonna be making it in. Let's go ahead and add our pudding, which is nice and thick now. And you're gonna just fold the 2 of them together, okay? Don't whip it together too hard because trust me, it'll not be good. You don't wanna break the mixture is what it is. You don't want your pudding to be like totally flat and liquidy. Just fold it together. I guess you guys can't see what I mean when I say fold it together. You're going to sort of like scoop around. I don't know how else to describe it. You fold it. I could never be a cooking instructor or bake instructor. They're like, how? I'll be like, look with your eyes like this. Scoop it around. I don't know how else to explain it. There. To assemble, it's so easy. All we're gonna do, I'm gonna put this in the icebox for just 1 second. I wanna get this a little bit more hardened. I'm more of a name brand girl. I'll just say it right now, okay? I'll just admit it out loud. I don't care. Well, tell me why my shopper said they didn't have regular Nilla wafers. They had to get me the great value type. You're gonna need Chessman butter cookies from Pepperidge Farms and Nilla wafers, okay, to assemble. Now, I checked the reviews, right, of this because, I mean, they don't give you a choice. They're all like, well, substitute it for it. Well, what am I supposed to do? I need some kind of Nilla wafers. I'm not going to go to another store just because of that. And the review said it was good. We're just going to get our assembly going here. I'm going to open everything up. I'm gonna slice my bananas. I'm gonna be using 2 bananas because these bananas are huge, okay? They're organic, large freaking bananas. I guess you could use as much bananas as you want. When I was looking at the recipes, they use 2 or 3. The large? I mean, is this large? This is large to me. See, my future husband, you don't have to worry. This is what I think is large. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Let's go slice up our bananas. They're nice and ripe now. Okay, get rid of all this stringy shit. You know, I've seen videos of monkeys in the wild, and if they're eating a banana, they rip all this stringy stuff off too. Even the monkeys don't want to eat it. Why is this one looking a little beat up? You know what I find crazy? People will eat ass, but they won't eat that part of the banana. Correct me if I'm wrong. They will. Okay, you want her thuck. Just like that, honey, okay? Thuck. Might be a little, could be a little bit thicker, but we just gotta go with this for now. You're only gonna put a little bit at the bottom of your pan, okay? Just a little bit, and you're just gonna kind of smush it down. Put a thin layer on the bottom. It reminds me of like when you're making lasagna, you put a really thin layer on the bottom of the pan. Okay, and then you're gonna layer it with some Nillas. I didn't cut the bananas. I did not cut the bananas. This has not been a good day in the kitchen, I'll tell you what. Where's that rotten part? Let's just cut it out. Just like that, there we go, no big deal. Okay, dear God help me. Now we're just gonna layer Nillas on the entire bottom, like a crust. It's like a banana pudding lasagna. After a day or 2, all the cookies in here are going to be softened. Okay, remember when we were in New York in November, we finally got to try Magnolia's banana pudding? And it was good. It wasn't the best I've ever had. So it looks like this now, okay? Now we're gonna add some bananas on top of that. Just a thin layer. Just spread it out on top. All right, now we're gonna do another layer. This is where we're at so far. We're gonna put another layer, not the whole mixture, okay? We're gonna put another layer on top, okay? Maybe like half of that. We're gonna cover that all up nicely. And now we're gonna put a layer of the Chessman butter cookies. So cute, it's spring design. Tulips, look at that, like a watering pail. And the sun! Sorry, I'm watching my Artemis on my iPad. Okay, let me just show you where we're at. Well, I have two cookies left. I'll just eat those. All right, now we're gonna do the rest of your bananas. Just spread it around on top. Honestly, it doesn't matter where it goes, because I'll be honest with you, when you scoop into this, you're gonna be scooping through all of it. That's probably terrible advice. All right. Now we're gonna put the rest on top, okay? The rest of your entire mixture. What's my astronauts doing? All right, so I can't take my eyes off of them. I'm not even kidding, I can't. All right, so we're just gonna cover this up, just like so. And now this is your layer where, it's a fun layer. You're gonna go ahead and take Nilla wafers and you're just gonna crush them up and sprinkle all over the top. When I used to have my baking business, I used to do a banana cream pie cake cupcake, and it was like one of my top sellers. But my brother and his kids, they love it so much that sometimes I'll make it for them for special occasions. I'm gonna put a lot of Nillas on top. Okay, if you've ever gone to Magnolia, you know that there is Nilla wafers nestled all up in there. I'm gonna put some pretty big chunks too, because I think it's gonna be delicious when we're digging in it and have big chunks of Nillas. So really put as much as you would like. I'm gonna put a whole bunch. Some of them really crunched up and some big chunks. This is where you can really get creative. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, let's have a little break. You can't go wrong with the chessmans. Good. I'm gonna do one more for good luck. That looks so good. This is our finished product. Oh my God. Yum. I'm gonna cover it up and then put it in the icebox so we're ready to eat it. Oh, I feel so exhausted. I really do. I feel so exhausted. Let me clean up this mess right now. There's another cookie in there. I need to wash these dishes. It's not overly sweet. It's banana-y and vanilla-y. And pudding-y. Guys, I can't wait. I need to test this out before it gets totally cooled off. Okay, right now it's just warm. It's not hot. I should have tasted it when it was hot. Oh my God. The edges are so nice and crispy. All right, the roast just came out of the oven. I have to transfer it from this bag into this pot. Pray this goes well. I'm falling asleep. We gotta eat this dessert before I knock out. It's really heavy. I don't know, maybe 5-10 pounds. It smells really, really, really good. It smells very like vanilla-y. Probably from all of the vanilla wafers on there. But let's just get us a good scoop. Oh my God, I fucked that up. You know what I think would be good? Is if you had like whipped cream on top of it, or like Cool Whip maybe? Actually, we actually have some Cool Whip. Well, it's not Cool Whip, it's whipped cream. Now let's see. Let's see what that's like. Yep. That is amazing. The cookies are still pretty, they're still pretty, kind of see it's blurry. They're still crunchy, not super crunchy, but that's really good. It was worth all that labor. Or the labor pains, I should say. I still have the chessman cookies here. I'm gonna throw them in here. And I'm gonna eat them just like this. All right, it's 4:02 in the morning and I'm ready to go to sleep. My bed is so flat because Jordan took my other 2 pillows. It looks like a flat-chested bed. I don't know. Luckily, I only sleep with one flat one because it's like my neck hurts if I even attempt to use a pillow that has any type of incline. Anyways, it's time to go to bed. I'm like delirious at this point. It was a long, laborious Easter, but we are always blessed. I'll see you guys again real soon, okay? Bye.